two. Down to one. It's game. Yes!
This ball is crushed.
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Orpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook. I am joined today by Taylor Ray Tribble. What's happening, dog? Long time no talk to you. In the whip slapping.
What's that?
What's good, bro?
Man, you
look like you on the move right now. Where you headed to?
I am. I'm going to see my little boy, man. Hang out with my son.
Micah. Big Mike.
Yeah, he's gonna knock both them niggas out in the back. You know what I mean?
Yo, yeah. So we'll explain why Tommy and Jake are behind me in a second. But first, before we get to the fight that's tomorrow, I wanted you to weigh in on how you feel about the Lakers trade. Basically, did the Lakers get better losing Russell Westbrook? I know you're a big Russell Westbrook advocate, but how do you feel about the trade and how it went down?
I think there are major positives to take away, and I think there's major negatives.
Okay.
A negative is that on the right team, Russell Westbrook is absolutely phenomenal. I think the Lakers weren't the right fit for him personally. With the team that they have constructed right now, I don't think it was designed for him to win. I think if you put anybody that plays Russell Westbrook's game in that system, they're going to do the same thing. I think what hurts us is he goes to another team that can hurt us. And he's a problem, and he knows our weaknesses. He's been to practice. He knows what guys do. He can read body language. He's very, very cutthroat, so he'll take those shots. I think it hurts us because he's a weapon now. It's kind of like when Rondo got traded, but it's a little different because he's a little closer to home, So I think we improved in every aspect of the game. We got better shooters, better 3-and-D guys. Anthony Davis got a little more help. I think we got a backbone in Vanderbilt, a guy who can, punch some people in the face for us, metaphor, spiritually.
Plays hard. He plays hard.
Right. So I think Malik is slept on. I think he's phenomenal. And D'Lo's good, bro. D'Lo's a really good pickup for a solid, like what we need, what the Lakers have needed at point guard for years. That's what he is. Unfortunately, this season, I feel like we won't see the best of this Laker team this year. It'll be next year.
Okay.
And I only say that because guys are gonna have to learn how to play together. AD's gonna have to kind of get into that role. Like the whole problem with the Lakers team, I really sat and thought about it, Tony, and it's LeBron has never been with a star where they were setting that star up to be the next guy. Everybody he was with before was a guy, but they knew LeBron was that guy. Right now, there's been a confusion. There's been like when Anthony Davis first got there, everybody's like, okay, he's going to outball LeBron, and then LeBron can chill, and that never was the case. So I think if we had put AD in like more of like a Chris Bosh or like a D Wade kind of feel where like he's right there, but they're both the guy.
Yeah. I
think that would have helped AD's development and mentality a little more because I think he's disappointed in himself a little bit for not being that guy like he should. He knows he is. He is an amazing player, but while LeBron's breaking records and getting all this attention, AD doesn't really have that room to be praised the way he needs to be. It's just like in basketball, you got to feed the big man to keep him in the game. Yeah. I think that goes along with praise and momentum for the Lakers outside the court as well, and I think that's what's affected them greatly.
Now, okay, but to bounce off of that, do you feel Anthony Davis can be that? Can we rely on Anthony Davis moving forward? Let's say LeBron retires. Is that who we're looking for to take us to the promised land for the next 10 years, or is he a little too fragile, like his injury situation? You know what I mean?
I think LeBron leaves and we see a better AD, because if AD got traded, he'd be a better AD, So it's the same concept. I don't think the Lakers are going to bring anybody in who's going to supersede AD's talent. I don't think it's possible. Too much money, unless we trade AD, right? So if we keep AD, he's going to be the man. He just has to outlast LeBron, and LeBron looks like he's going to play another 10 years at this rate. So,
right? Bro, averaging 30 points a game at 38. Like, come on.
Whoever his Miami doctor was did a great job. You know what I mean? They really gave him some special sauce, bro, because he's bouncing back from injuries after a week, dropping 40. So I'm like, all right, hey, we're good for now as long as he keeps his plug.
Agreed. So Taylor, I'm not going to waste too much time on the Lakers, but now we're just going to talk in NBA totality. After the trade deadline and everything, I've asked a few buddies who they think their favorites are coming out of the East and the West. You obviously don't think the Lakers are coming out of the West because this isn't their year. You know what I mean? I kind of agree. I'm holding out hope that we make it to the playoffs because I'm a Laker fan, faithful fan. But who do you feel would come out of the West East out of all the basketball you've watched this season?
I feel like the Lakers will do a lot better than people think, and LeBron has a tendency to do great when he has like a like like when you play 2K, you get a badge. Whenever he gets a new badge, he has a great year. So like being the scoring leader, that puts a little bit of air in his lungs. I think the Lakers can beat any team in a 7-game series if they're all healthy with that team. Yeah. But that's pending they stay healthy and they can keep momentum and work together. I'm hoping we late bloom, but I mean, that's wishful thinking. If I was betting on it, I wouldn't, put all my chips on that. I really believe, come on. I mean, Phoenix comes out of the West, bro.
Phoenix, it's Durant just made it a wrap. I kind of like that too, just because Booker and Chris Paul need a dude like Durant to carry.
Well, if you think about what Phoenix is they are the Golden State Warriors with a true point guard.
Yeah.
Because Curry's a true point guard, but he needs to jack a lot of shots to be effective.
Mm-hmm.
Paul doesn't have to shoot the ball once to be just as effective. He's just as premier. I mean, you get Chris Paul or Steph Curry, you're not upset about either of those guys now. It's not that big.
Possibly a better fit for Durant. It's possibly a better fit for Durant than the Warriors were, if you really look at it.
Right. And then if you look at Devin Booker, he's kind of like Klay Thompson on steroids a little bit. He can do a little bit more than Klay.
Off the dribble. Yep.
Right. He can shoot just as well, but he doesn't have to rely on that. He has a little bit more of a, 2-dribble pull up midi. He can do the fadeaway thing. He has a little bit more in his arsenal than Klay. So I think formula wise, and then they have a beast in the middle. So it's like they have a little bit more than that Golden State team had ammo wise. Like it's a bigger gun. Golden State was just more precise. They had such great chemistry and they played so well together. But I think this Phoenix Suns team is, I mean, you'd be ridiculous to think anybody else is gonna do that. I mean, Dallas might surprise us, but
how you like that trade? You like the Kyrie Luka Matt? You think they could gel together with time?
Oh yeah, I think they'll gel together well. I just think because you got to look at Jalen Brunson was kind of like Kyrie-esque. He was just a little slower.
Yeah.
He has the same kind of game, just scores from all over the place, really scrappy, shifty guard. I just think Kyrie's like an upgrade of Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
And Luka played very well with Jalen. So I think
that's a good way to look at it too. Because not so long ago, like you said, he had that second star Jalen Brunson, and everyone said he needs someone a little better than Jalen Brunson, and that's Kyrie. So we'll see.
I think Kyrie, you see Luka get tired in like game 5, game 6. I think Kyrie takes that load and they get further. So it'll go down to like 7 with Phoenix, bro. Like for real. Like it'll go 7 games, Phoenix, Dallas. But I think Phoenix trumps them. On the East, I mean, I would be a fool to go against Milwaukee. I just think Giannis is always going to be in that. He's not going to stop being Giannis for any reason. And Milwaukee is not. They remind me of how the Spurs were with Duncan, where like no matter who they had around him, you can't count him out because nobody can deal with Tim Duncan.
Yeah,
there's no answer for Giannis on the East
at all. He's dunking on every single person that exists in the NBA, including like Joel Embiid, including the premier shot blockers. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. In the West, he gets outgunned. When it gets to the finals, he's going to get outgunned. But on the East, he's going to just absolutely sweep. He's going to just clean everybody's clock. So
over Boston, because I know we don't root for Boston on this side, but that's
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum will never win a championship together.
Hot take. Hold up.
It's like, to me, that's like they're like a rich man's version of T-Mac and Vince Carter.
Okay.
Like they're two guys.
They're two guys. The comparisons today is on point. Hold up. First it was the Kyrie Brunson, and now I like this comparison right here. That's crazy.
There's not enough basketballs, bro, and they have the heart and the mindset to work together. It just doesn't matter because their games are so demanding of the rock that they take turns. When you have a take turn offense, it never works.
Doesn't work. Ever. That's why, for instance, that's why Westbrook and Durant didn't work in OKC, because they were literally that. They were a take turn. Like they couldn't exist together. They couldn't get each other a good shot.
And that becomes very predictable defensively. Yeah. So I don't think Boston. I think they get hot and they scare people all the time. They're going to scare people all the way to the end. But when it comes down to it, There's not enough basketballs for the Boston Celtics.
Okay, so we got Milwaukee and Phoenix. Those are the early. It's early still, but those are Taylor Ray's early predictions on the NBA. Who's getting to the finals, basically.
Yeah.
We've talked about NBA. We're gonna shift gears and go to the fight. Who's behind me? We got Jake Paul and Tommy Fury. Now, I'm happy that you watched a little bit of Tommy Fury because I have too.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure it out, dude. Like Jake Paul is pretty good at picking these fights. Every time he makes it like, oh, this guy though, what was his name? Who did he sleep? The UFC fighter. What was his name? He slept him.
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley. I'm thinking that fight. I'm like, yo, Tyrone got him.
Woodley and Ben Askren. He slept Ben Askren. Ben Askren looked like he was 4 minutes, and then Tyron Woodley is 5'9". So I think this is the first test for Jake Paul against a true boxer. Tommy's a real boxer.
Yes.
But if you watch him fight, Tyson's whole thing has been that on, like, if you were to watch film of Tyson Fury, he moves like a featherweight. He has the footwork of a small guy who doesn't rely on power. He just happens to be 6'9". Tommy is not built that way. Yeah. Tommy is a brawler.
And Tommy's a brawler. He doesn't look very polished. He's not technical. Very like go get it, you know?
No, but the thing about Tommy is Tommy could potentially put Jake on his pockets, bro. Like for real. Like this is the first test where Jake is fighting somebody.
That's his size.
That's not only his size, but at the same level of like momentum, hunger. It's all there in age. You know, he's fighting somebody now who's around the same age.
In their prime, potentially, yeah.
Right. So I think this fight, Tommy Fury's far from his prime. He's really young. He's a really young guy. Yeah, Tommy's a baby, dude. And so is Jake. But I think this will be a test if Jake can actually step into the WBC and like go on a run. You know, this will be the real one right here. Because this is a guy who Jake hits and he's been hit by bigger guys. You know, this is a guy who Jake hits and he's boxed guys similar styles. You know, it's a true test of where he's at. You know, before it would be like if Shaq played in the 6'6" and under league, you know, as an amateur, right? Like he came out of LSU, he's still Shaq, but he's playing guys we don't know. We're like, is he still Shaq or is it just he's playing little guys? Yeah. Jake has never fought anybody within 10 years of his age. Like he beat Silva. Silva's almost 50, bro.
And Silva caught him exactly. And Silva was catching him with some work. Imagine if Tommy put something on his button. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like.
So I think what we're going to get here is we're going to get a 2 or 3 fight thing between these two if it goes how it's supposed to.
That would be amazing.
Tommy Fury has once they start doing the press conferences and people start looking at who Tommy is, Tommy has the image to carry the fight. You know, he's a pretty boy, the buff guy, you know, he's got the physique, he looks scary. He's got the prestige with Tyson, his brother. They already got the beef with Jake going back and forth with his dad and all that shit. So I think Tommy is going to come out there, bro. I mean, he's from a gypsy line, bro. Like these guys get drunk and bare knuckle fight, you know? So, okay. So Tommy is a guy who comes from a gypsy line, you know, bare knuckle fighters, guys who will grit it out. So I don't see Tommy being in a position where he would take money to underperform. Let's just say that to be safe. I don't think that's in his, he's young and wants to build a legacy. He has a prestigious fighting bloodline, and he would not dishonor. Thank you. He would not dishonor the Fury name for a dollar bill. You know, so I think this is something for him to kind of like, you know, kind of put guys in their place who want to take it lightly, and I don't think Jake does, and that's why it's going to make a great fight. I think Jake really has earned, if anything, the respect of how serious he takes boxing. He might not be great yet, but he wants to be, you know, and he's striving for that.
Yep. And his training, you can see that he's training, you know, he doesn't take these training camps lightly. He's got the best of the best working with him footwork wise, you know. I think he's equipped to beat Tommy. And that's why, like you said, it's a very intriguing fight. Whoever gets caught slipping, because I know Jake got that right hand, so he could end something. The thing is, like you said, Tommy has seen these right hands. Like these other UFC fighters that Jake has fought, they haven't seen that. Like they don't know how to defend that as well as Tommy would. I don't know if he's fought a bunch of bums, but I feel like Tommy is definitely more equipped to handle Jake than any of his opponents so far.
Yeah, Jake sparring Logan is a different sparring match than Tommy sparring Tyson.
Yes, very much so.
You see, like growing up taking punches to the face from Tyson is different than taking them from Logan.
Oh yeah. Whoa.
You see, so there's that. You know, there's this like, you know, little brother, you know, fighting somebody, you know, in the honor of their family. They're both doing that. You know, Jake, in a lot of ways, Jake has become the enforcer for the Pauls. Like people aren't looking for Logan's next fight. They don't really care the way they do for Jake because Jake has proven he has dynamite in that glove. So
he's a cash grab too. Whoever fights him is getting paid. You know.
Sure. Yeah. So Tommy's going to get paid, and he's also going to get the spotlight on his professional career. There's a lot that he gains from beating Jake, and he's a guy that promoters look at and say, if he wins, that's not a bad outcome. Yeah. It's not a bad outcome if Tommy wins because now the spotlight's on, you know, another young, up and coming, fresh boxer.
And like you said, they would run it back. I think, like you said, they would make it a 2-3 fight deal, bro. Like if Jake loses, he ain't done. I don't think. I think Jake wants.
I think it's time. I think it's about time for some white on white crime, bro. You know?
Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah. So Taylor, I'm not going to take too much more of your time. I really just needed your insight on this fight. It's happening tomorrow. Where are you watching it at?
I don't know yet.
You don't know yet?
Go to my buddy's house. My buddies might stream it. My buddy usually streams all the fights, so I'll probably go kick it with him and a couple of the fellas and knock back some.
Yeah, no. Well, all right, Taylor. I'm happy that you were able to join me and give.
Shit, I might come to your house, dude. Fuck it.
Hey, I might order it, bro.
I might have to come by your pad, bro.
If you in town, come through, bro. I'm here. I'm home all weekend.
Sports Surge, bro. Sports Surge.
Gotcha.
.com. No, that's not a plug. I'm just letting people know. You know what I mean?
That's what
You want to get that fight for $3.99?
Hold up. Yeah. Send the link. Send the link through when we done, bro.
I got you, dog. For real.
Hey, but thank you, Taylor. Anything you want to say to the fans before we get out of here?
Hey, Tony Cook, you're the man. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Faithful Fan Show. Start commenting and start sharing this man's work because he stayed steady with it. And y'all are sleeping. And when he's on ESPN and doing all this stuff, I don't want y'all coming out like Tony Cook from 6th grade, my basketball team. Nah, support now. If you ain't supporting, you ain't important.
Let's go. Hey,
yo, we got the merch coming soon. So y'all better buy some merch. Y'all better start holding my man down because he's working and he's giving y'all perspective from real.
Stop playing with him, Taylor. Stop playing with him. Hey, y'all.
Shout out Tone. Shout out everybody that's been on the show because they're all my guys. And you know what I mean? Let's get it.
Hey, y'all. Until next time on the Faithful Fan Show. Thank you, T-Ray. Dun, 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 dun.
The pain going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man. I think I need a leg. In the pain going hard. I think I need a leg. So much, man. I think I need a leg. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Orpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle loose stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like Dirk for two. Rookie in the game.